Hi guys, today I'm going to be creating this summertime look of bronze dewy skin, soft neutral eyes and a pop of bold cool tone pink on the lips. I hope you like it. To prep my base, I'm going to start off by using the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer, the smoothing primer. Then for foundation, today I'm going to be using the new Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, and I'm in the shade Y335, which is the equivalent to shade 127 in the original HD formula. Then to shape and fill in my brows, I'm going to be using the Delilah Brow Line Retractable Eyebrow Pencil, and I'm in the shade Sable. I tend to start off with the spoolie end by combing through my brows, and then I'll take the waxy pencil end and start to fill in my brows and follow the natural shape. They're a bit on the short side, so I have to kind of elongate them. Then to define the brows even further, I like to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Dark Brown, and using an angled brush I take the product, mainly working from the arch to the ends of the brows, and then of course I have to set them in place using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Tinted Brow Gel in the shade Espresso. Then to prime my eyelids to prepare them for eyeshadow, I'm taking the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion, the anti-aging version, and applying a thin layer all over the eyelids. Then to set that primer and to provide a nice all over even base, I'm using Makeup Geek's Vanilla Bean Eyeshadow. Then for my transition shade, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow in the shade Birkin, and I'm taking that straight into the crease with a fluffy brush. Then taking a clean blending brush, I'm just blending out that eyeshadow just to make sure that everything is smooth and seamless. Then going into the shade Gem, I believe, which is also from the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow range, I'm applying that all over the mobile part of the lid. Then to add a little bit more depth to the eyes, I'm going in with this shade Cognac and applying that on the outer third of the eyelid and taking that slightly into the crease as well. Then I'm taking the blending brush that I used to apply the transition shade and just smoothing out the top edge of the eyeshadows. Then to define the eyes even further, I'm taking the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow in the shade Red Earth, and I'm applying that on the outermost part of the eyelid as well as the outermost part of the crease. And then I'm taking the same blending brush that I used to apply the transition shade and blending that into the colour we already had in the crease. And this is just going to make the colours blend seamlessly and just look really neat with no harsh edges. Then of course I follow up every step with a clean blending brush. Then for a subtle highlight on the brow bone, I'm using the Makeup Geek eyeshadow in the shade Rapunzel and applying that right under the arch of the brow, and then taking a blending brush, a clean one of course, just to smooth out any harsh edges. Then here I'm taking the Uemura eyelash curlers and giving my lashes a quick curl before going in with the Charlotte Tilbury's Rock and Kohl Iconic Liquid Eye Pencil in the shade Barbarella Brown, and I'm just kind of lining the outer half of my upper lash line really tightly against the lashes. And then I'm going in with a single coat of mascara, and the one I'm using today is the Loreal False Lash Architect 4 Dimensions Effect Fibers Waterproof Mascara. Wow, that is a mouthful. Then to tightline my waterline, I'm using Urban Decay's 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Perversion. Then for lashes, I'm using the Strip Lashes from Tanya Burr, and I believe these were the Bambi style lashes. And I'm just applying them on using tweezers and the Duo Lash Glue. Then to hide my under eye bags, I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer in the shade Creamy Beige, and I'm just applying that generously under the eyes. And then I'm going in with the MAC Prep and Prime highlighter in the shade Light Boost and applying that kind of in the typical upside down triangle under the eyes to really brighten and lift that area. And as you can see, I really like this brush from Morphe. It's the G2 from their Gunmetal collection. Best brush ever for under eye concealer. Then to set that under eye work, I'm mixing these shades Levitation and Lyric from the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour palette. And again, this is another one of my favourite Morphe brushes. It's the M438, which has replaced my Real Techniques setting brush. Then to conceal any visible redness and blemishes, which I tend to get around my nose, my chin and either side of my mouth, I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade 10. And here I'm using a damp beauty blender, just pouncing that in and to kind of blend out the concealer, and I find that this kind of helps to pick up any excess product as well. And I also forgot to mention that I applied the Prep and Prime highlighter on the centre of my forehead just to kind of balance out the highlight on the face. Then I'm going to set that all in place using the shade Lyric from the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour palette. Now that we've concealed our under eyes, it's time to do the bottom part of the eyes, and here I'm going in with the shade Birkin and taking that right along the bottom lash line. Then on the outer part of the lash line, I'm using the shade Cognac. And as you can see, I'm super impressed with the Morphe E36 Detail Crease Brush. It is absolutely amazing. I always like to define the outermost part of my bottom lash line, and here I'm just taking the same Charlotte Tilbury Barbarella brown eye pencil but applying it with a detail brush, and of course not to forget mascara. Now for the inner corner highlight, I'm using Makeup Geek's Shimmer of course. Then moving on to the nose to make it appear slightly slimmer than it is, I'm going in with the Smashbox Step by Step contour stick in the shade Contour, and I'm using that with a Zoeva eye detail brush, something like that. And then I'm taking the 142 concealer buff brush and just blending that out. Then back into the Kat Von D Shade Light palette, I'm using the shade Subconscious to set that contour in place but also further define my nose. Then taking the same powder, I'm going in and contouring, or rather chiseling out those cheekbones, the non-existent cheekbones. And I just really love the Subconscious contour shade. It's such a cool tone brown, perfect for mimicking a natural shadow. And I like to take any excess along my jawline as well, just to kind of hide that double chin. Then time to bronze, I'm using the Makeup Forever Pro Bronze Fusion in the shade 25i. And this is a really nice bronzer. It's a different kind of formulation that it doesn't appear powdery. You actually can't see any powdery residue on the skin. So in that sense, it just makes it look really natural. Moving on to the highlighter that I've been using every day since I got it. It's the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector collaboration with Jaclyn Hill in the colour Champagne Pop. I'm applying that straight onto the tops of my cheekbones and taking it slightly up the temples and above the arch of the brow as well. Then for an understated blush, I'm using the Tarte Amazonian Clay Blush in the shade Exposed. Then for that bold, bright, cool tone pink lip, I'm going in with the LA Girl Matte Flat Finish Pigment Gloss in the shade Timeless. I absolutely love this shade. Then to set everything in place, I'm going in with the Urban Decay Chill Makeup Setting Spray. And this is the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed watching me create this summertime bronzed, dewy, highlight on fleek look with neutral, soft eyes and a bold pop of colour on the lips. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!